Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's the Tea with Gen X, Y, and Z. We are three generations, three perspectives, but one cup of truth. So get ready for a refreshing take on hot button topics because we're going to be brewing up a steaming hot take on today's most pressing issues, where we're going to dish on everything from social justice to pop culture with humor, honesty, and just a little healthy debate. We're going to sip the tea, we're going to spill the honest truth, and then we're going to find common ground across the generational gap. This show is informative, it's insightful, and it is guaranteed to stir the pot. So, welcome again, you guys. I am Dr. Melissa representing the X generation.
And I'm Amber, holding it down for us millennials.
What's up, everyone? My name is Zion, and I'm always representing Generation Z.
I think I'm gonna have to come up with another intro, for us millennials, because I seem to be the only one that just keep it, simple and plain.
Oh no, I keep it simple too. It's energy level. You gotta, because we're very youthful.
You're right. I do got high vibrations, but I'm just like, hey.
And all of that was a little bit of low-key shade against Dr. M. Because I noticed y'all paused because I kept it basic today. And so they was like, oh, that's it?
I was about to say, that's shocking.
It was no surprise. I was going to let you rock, though.
I'll be honest with you. After last week's debacle where I called myself a Zer, perish the thought. Like, I had nightmares about that, like, for days after. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to keep it basic. Because truthfully, X stands on its own too. I mean, it's that strong. So I don't need to say anything else.
I saw where you was going with. You were saying Glorilla, Godzilla.
It was, and I couldn't. Last week when I was saying the Z because of Glorilla, I was thinking about Godzilla. So I know it didn't make sense. Somebody was like, "What does Glorilla
and Godzilla have to?"
I didn't even say Godzilla. I just said the Z. Anyway.
Yeah, you said something crazy. It was somewhere on those lines.
Y'all, see, right there, I was acting like a Zer. So that's what I'm saying. Like, like not focused, like not logical, not walking in my wisdom.
Oh, wow.
So, okay, speaking of, I love these two. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about today, though. Because today's topic is, listen, we say we stir the pot and we say that we're insightful and informative. And, today, what we want to talk about, I'm going to tell you, for me, it might be one of the most important topics that we have taken on.
Absolutely.
Because it is one of the most critical things to your destiny.
Oh, yes.
And we're talking about relationships. And when I say relationships, from the standpoint of those of you that have followed Dr. Melissa, the Purpose Prophetess, I often talk about people being in your circle, but not in your corner. And I also stand on the premise, this is not something that I coined, but I love it. It's that people come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime.
Yeah.
So today what I want us to talk about is, first, how do you identify those people that have expired? They've run their course. It's like a jug of milk.
Or they should expire, but you're still drinking that spoiled milk.
That spoiled milk.
You're not sniffing it.
And it's thinking up the place.
Yeah,
Right?
That milk is like cottage cheese and you're still trying to drink.
I mean, come on. Yeah. Those relationships that is past its season. Absolutely. How do you identify that? And then here's the biggie. How do you give people their walking papers? Like in a way that's, I don't know, kind, but not fake. Like where you're kind to them, but you're not compromising your own authenticity.
That's a good one.
Woo, let's dish.
That's a good one.
That's
for
a
sure.
great one.
Okay, so let's talk about the whole thing. The whole people in your circle, not in your corner, reason, season, lifetime. What does that mean for you guys? I know what it means for me.
I mean, I'm going to be real, y'all. I am still maneuvering this phase of my life. Okay. I have not.
I think we all are.
I have not mastered that part yet. See, I'm a loyalist, right? And I think that is a good thing and a bad thing, right? So with me being a loyalist, I look at things from a different lens. So like, I won't do nothing to you that's not supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a try my best not to be, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I'm gonna try not to be a bad friend, a bad girlfriend, a bad child, a bad sister. Like, I'm going to try my best, but at the end of the day, I'm human. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to provide grace, but I need some grace back because I do know how I can be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I also don't know how to let stuff go.
Stuff or people?
People, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know how to let people go. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have not mastered the point of knowing the when. Now, the what, depending on the situation, then you them ties are separate.
Right.
But like, when it's like gradually like dying, like, I just don't. I try to save it. I try to be like a what's them things that they put on the heart? I try to be like the heart. Yeah, what's the things? What is it?
Yes.
Aid.
EKG?
No, that's not.
The pads.
Yeah, and you.
Y'all
know what we talking about.
We not even gonna try to get into that.
We don't know, but we're demonstrating.
Y'all know. Y'all watch movies.
I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I try to be that. I try to revive everything. Like, I try to figure out what I can do to keep this tie together.
Right.
But generally,
can't always wake them up though.
But generally, it's only me doing it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you want to know,
the person got to want to live.
And listen, that is tiring, and they get over it fast.
Yeah.
Oh, you said a mouthful.
I like that.
Oh my
like
gosh, I'm gonna say this. One of the things you said I'm a loyalist.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what we strive to be. The only question would be loyal to whom?
Right.
Because it's okay to be a loyalist, but when the loyalty extends so far beyond you, where you're left out of that equation. So you're just loyal to other people, but to yourself, to your needs, to your own values.
Neglecting yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. What about you, Zion?
Okay.
So for me, with relationships in general, I feel like boundaries are the most important thing. So I love when you said you're a loyalist. But I feel like whoever's in your corner too, whether that's a friend or a partner or whoever, they have to be loyal to you as well. Mm-hmm. Then it's a false sense of loyalty for sure. So I think it's important to you have to have a framework, right? And that framework consists of boundaries.
It does.
And you have to make sure that both people or the group, whatever the dynamic is, they're aware of each other's boundaries. Mm-hmm. So from there, if my boundaries are compromised, and we talked about it, and they're still repetitively getting compromised, you mean me ill intent from that point on. So I think it's just from the standpoint of being mutual to one another. And to really, to cater to each other's needs. I think that's the biggest part. So to the point where, how do you know if it's dying or not? You can tell when someone's putting the effort in. Mm-hmm. You can really evaluate people's priorities by their actions. And so one thing, you can always determine if someone's actually putting in the effort to cater to your boundaries, even if they don't necessarily agree. That is true. We have to respect each other's boundaries. Mm-hmm. So as soon as that respect level starts deteriorating, that's when I think it's dying. Yeah. It can't. I feel like I don't want to revive no one. I'm gonna be real with you. Mm-hmm. I feel if I see you getting sick, I want to give you medicine. You get what I'm saying? As I see it, kind of that respect level, or kind of hey, you doing things I don't like, that's when it's the time to really address it. That's when it's time is to really treat that bond. Yeah. But if it gets so far down where it's dead, I'm going to let it lie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so here's the thing. Oh, the wisdom. The wisdom and the transparency. Here, a couple things that stood out when you guys were talking. Yeah. First of all, you used the B word, and that's boundaries, and that's not a bad word. Mm-hmm. Boundary, anything that doesn't have borders or boundaries, it's free for all. Yeah, right. Sure. I talk all the time about building your queendom, building your kingdom. A kingdom has to have borders. Yeah, that borders equal respect. Yeah, it's absolutely. Not about trying to keep people out. It's not about trying to fence people in, but it is about clearly defining where my needs lie, right? Mm-hmm. And so we oftentimes struggle with boundaries because that gets very blurred, right? And now we just got this. I have a few properties. I need to know that property line.
Absolutely.
Good fences make good neighbors, they say. I need to know that property line because I need to know what lies in my purview of ownership. Right. What am I responsible for? And if it's blurred and it's just a wide open field, nobody knows who's supposed to be doing what. Exactly. So boundaries are so important because they equal respect. to your point, Amber, and I think I love the transparency, because I'm going to be honest with you, honey. If you could look through the screen at the other people that's saying, me too, and certainly, oh my goodness, I could raise my hand on that. We struggle with that concept of loyalty because people say loyal to the soil, right? I mean, that's like, I'm a ride or die. Yeah. Like, but listen, I don't want to die. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah. I want to ride. I don't want to die.
Yeah, if I'm riding with you, you shouldn't put me in a position to die.
I don't want to die,
you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. And here's the thing, when we talk about reviving something and something being dead, revival means it has died, right?
Yep. That's true.
Death is the opposite of growth.
Exactly.
Right? When something is growing, typically it's not dying. Right. And here's what happens in relationships. It stops growing to the degree where you're growing together.
Yeah.
Now here's where I'm going to throw a fly in the buttermilk.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah, country girl. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when we say reason, season, or lifetime, the season is just over.
Right.
Yeah. And nobody is bad. I'll talk about, if we're talking about like an intimate relationship. Mm-hmm. You can be in an intimate relationship, and it's not that the person is bad. It's just that I have grown to the next level of who I'm called to be.
Exactly.
And that doesn't match where you are. Exactly. You met me at this stage, and we were the bomb.com, exactly. Right? We had commonalities. We saw things the same. We had interests, all exactly. of that. And then something happens, and I'm called to become more of who I am.
Right.
Because people meet you at the stage that you're in. Sometimes they meet you in trauma.
Right.
Sometimes they meet you in immaturity. Right. They meet you in insecurity. Right. And then you grow.
Exactly.
And it's not that it's bad. It's just that you don't serve me at this level of my life.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Right?
And
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, that hit deep for me too, because I love hard. Like, Cupid shoots me early. Okay.
3 times. 3 arrows with that bow, huh?
But I'm also a Scorpio. Like, that's what we do. Like, we love Scorpio women. I'm sorry.
Brother.
We love hard, and like we wear our hearts on our sleeves. And again,
and they'll get you back. No, I'm
sorry. That is a gift and a curse.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, get back generally comes without us having to put our hands on it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never.
It's like is that like a fire sign, a water sign, or
we're a water sign.
Oh, okay.
A Scorpio?
Yeah, we're a water sign.
What that mean exactly?
Oh,
we would. That's why our matches is with Cancers and
they're crabs. Yeah.
Is it Taurus?
Taurus is a bull.
Don't include me.
Aquarius. They're like the water bearers. Like,
maybe
I don't know. We're really not into all of this, y'all. Yeah.
But clearly, I'm sitting here trying, and I don't know. But
what we do know is that I'm a Gemini.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing.
So I have a relationship with myself.
I'm happy.
I don't need anybody else.
You're right. It's okay.
I woke up this morning and said, "Hey, twin." She said, "Hey, girl."
No, but you made a good point with the season. I meant to actually talk about that as well. I feel like the points you had made, like. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with if it's just a temporary setting. Like, maybe within that relationship, we were both able to grow. Maybe it's not just one person. Maybe I was being prepared for someone else that I could help. Mm-hmm. And maybe you were being prepared for the person that could really help you better than I was ever able to help you. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I think it can be it can end on good terms. I think it can end on good terms. And I think there can be growth, right across the corner for both people.
Yeah, you right.
Nothing wrong with a seasonal relationship.
Well, listen, who I was in the first grade is not who I am now.
Exactly.
Like, I had relationships and friendships, and I do have a friendship that's kind of spanned the years, but I think that's because we have both allowed each other to grow in our different ways. Exactly. And we weren't like, I've never felt like she held me hostage to, the third grade little girl that she knew, and I haven't done the same.
See, that part right there.
That part.
People hold you hostage with the person that they used to know. Mm-hmm. They don't like to grow with you. It's like last year me, not 2025 me.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna be there for me, then grow with me. If you can't grow with me, then peace out.
And they despise your growth. Like, so there's resentment, and from there you definitely gotta bounce.
Well, people feel like, why are you changing?
Right.
Like, well, what's different? You used to do this. Listen, there's a lot of stuff I used to do that Dr. Melissa does not do anymore. Right. And it's not me trying to grow away from people. I often say elevation equals separation. And that doesn't mean, some people go, well, why? You know, are you saying as you grow, you have to leave people? No, I'm talking logistically.
Yeah.
If my two hands are here together and one elevates, distance has been created.
That's true.
Period. It's nobody's fault. The only way not to have that separation is to not elevate.
Right.
And that's where we find the problem. How many of us are staying in relationships, intimate relationships, friendships, even relationships with family members, where in order to continue to be in lockstep, to be, together, I have to suppress my growth. I have to suppress my truth, my voice, my destiny, my calling, because if I choose to lean into this next iteration of who I'm called to be, and you don't want to go there, you don't have to. Yeah. But it means that there's going to be some degree of separation.
Right.
And we're apologizing for that. Or not growing.
Definitely.
Right, exactly.
And it shouldn't even be a either or. It really should just be, if this is what is best for me to grow to the best version of myself, we all should be saying, go for it.
Exactly. And that's where that respect comes from. Respecting each other's boundaries, new foreign principles, wherever we're doing in life.
Yeah, I wish it was more people in the world like us.
Well, whose responsibility is that? Oh, but listen, I know, I hear you. So that means we, and I'm going to just say, we've never said to anybody, oh, now you used to do this. Why are you changing?
Right.
You used to, now this is how you used to be. And now you're moving differently.
Yeah.
Why are you moving differently? Like, I think we, as people, we get into relationships, and I don't think we understand that whenever you're in a relationship with someone, you guys, even if it's family, you meet people where they are, right? And people cannot be anything but what they are at that moment.
Right.
But if you handcuff them
exactly
to that, this is who you are, this is who I need you to be, and this is how I accept you. And now you're moving differently. But I'm going to tell you this before we go to the break. I'm going to throw this question out to the audience, to my esteemed co-host. Amber said, we wish there were more people like us. And why can't people get it? And I'm going to throw it back and say, whose responsibility is it to
Love it.
facilitate your growth?
Oh.
Okay, anyway, you guys, so listen, go refresh your cup of tea. Okay, not the Long Island iced tea, you guys. You need
I don't got
lock
none
in
today, y'all.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. After we talk about this one, go refresh your cup of tea, y'all. Come right on back. We're gonna take this quick commercial, and we'll see you there.
Catch the wave of success with Standing on Business with Dr. Melissa. Unlock your purpose, align it with your entrepreneurial spirit, and witness your business thrive. This isn't just about authenticity, it's about building a foundation so solid, your business becomes synonymous with profitability. Tune in as we delve into marketing strategies that work and create an empire that stands on business. Because when purpose meets strategy, success is inevitable. Standing on Business with Dr. Melissa, where authenticity meets profitability.
Okay, you guys, welcome back to What's the Tea with Gen X, Y, and Z. For the break, we've been talking about relationships and how you identify if people are in your circle but not in your corner. We talked about spoiled milk. If you missed that, just go back and look at the first part. But really, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Yeah. That's the common term that people use. So we've been delving into that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this, Z?
Absolutely. I think because the question you asked before the break was whose responsibility is it to facilitate the change, the shift, right?
So, yeah.
And so it's going to kind of be two-parted in a way. Ideally, I think it should be both parties should be responsible. If we're talking about just a traditional relationship between two people, whether that's friendship, family, or especially I think a romantic relationship because they get a majority of your time and they get the closest to you when it comes to personal intimacy. And I feel like that can heavily influence decision making. So when it comes to relationships like that, I do feel like it's both responsibilities, the responsibilities of both people. Just because it's all about, like I said, like that respect level. So if there's a shift in dynamic, if we no longer are compatible like we used to be, we should love each other enough to where we genuinely want better for the person. And I feel like if you're operating under that mindset, you're not going to be emotionally influenced, and you'll allow that person to you'll acknowledge like, yep, you are better with someone else or just doing something you love to do that might necessarily not involve me.
Ooh, that takes some growth right there.
So that's the ideal version.
Strong person.
So are you living together or you dying together?
Exactly.
And sometimes people are together 30,
Exactly.
40 years and they're just doing time together. I mean, it's like doing time.
and it goes for
like, you know what? I've been in this relationship 30 years.
Exactly.
I refuse to leave.
Exactly.
I refuse to start over. So you know what?
Time I had to invest in.
Yeah. So forget about being happy.
Yeah.
Forget about God for being grown into the next great version of yourself. No, I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. And it's very detrimental from both people. I think both people can grow if they give themselves the grace to grow and really acknowledge, like, yeah, I could grow in this area. And we don't necessarily have to lose our relationship, but the relationship can change. Maybe instead of partners, we're friends. Maybe instead of close friends, we're just, acquaintances or business partners, whatever it may be. Sometimes dynamics just have to change.
But why don't we do it? If we know that, why don't we?
Well, to continue, realistically though, because that was the ideal part. This is the two-part version. Realistically, because some people like to just hold people back because they love this version of the person they're familiar with or just want that person to be.
Control.
Exactly. If you have to move on, if it's just one person, you're responsible for that because you can't allow someone to chain you up and you're ready to grow. You're ready to spread your wings. So you are responsible for that shift. Because no one, I'm going to be honest with you, we grown, unless, there's abuse, which this ain't the podcast for you, call 911. If you're grown, right, no one can force you to do anything. No one can force you to be in a relationship. No one can force you to be friends or partners, or have this certain dynamic. If it's time for you to grow, it's time for you to grow. That's simple.
Well, I told y'all earlier, y'all. Still something that this millennial is working on. But no, I see when it comes to romantic relationships, I have only been in 3 relationships in my whole entire life. So that was my high school sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Then it was my children's father. And then it was, my current relationship. So I was in a relationship with my children's father since the age of 16. So imagine being with someone so young and then you're finally growing and maturing to this young adult, still trying to figure out who you are, what you're trying to do in life, and still having to be this girlfriend, but they're not accepting of your growth, right? We did grow up essentially together, but we also grew apart. Mm-hmm. I grew this way, he grew that way. Right. I didn't realize it until probably when my daughter was born. Because, when you fall in love, it's just like y'all together forever. It's like you ain't even trying to think of a life without that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm not saying that's the best thing to do, but like it wasn't like a thought in my mind until I became a mother. Right. And I'm like, I'm really not that ride or die no more. Like, you talking about go put on some all black or whatever we about to do. That ain't me. I got a baby waiting on me to come home. Like, there's a lot of things that changes, and it's not even just motherhood. Like, life can happen, and it can change you to a whole different person. So, like, for me, like I said, with romantic relationships, like, I'm finally starting to realize that. Yeah. But I'm also at a place in my life where I know red flags. I know one person is not perfect. So I'm like, all right, is this a deal breaker? Or is this something where, all right, that person just never experienced it, so maybe they got room to grow?
Well, how do you answer that?
And there we go. Maybe the purpose prophetess, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Melissa.
That's the part you're trying to master.
That is the part
I think that's the part most people are trying to master.
Oh, absolutely.
And what we're doing is, so the answer is not simplistic, but it is. Because it's really about, the deal breaker is really about anything that takes away your value.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that represents receiving something that you're not given, right?
Yeah.
The way I filter that is, would I do that to you?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is I won't do that to you, then I'm not willing to accept it for me.
Right.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Because why would I want better for you than I want for myself?
Exactly.
So I won't be disloyal to you, but I'll accept disloyalty. I won't be unfaithful to you, but I'll accept unfaithfulness. And don't get me wrong, you guys, this is something we all navigate.
Absolutely.
We're talking about our deal breakers. And this is where we have to have our come to Jesus moment with ourselves and say, would I do this?
Exactly.
And not filter it through, well, is this person broken? Well, does this person need me? Do they not know? And maybe they don't. Mm-hmm. Amen. Find somebody who's okay. Exactly. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you're an unfaithful person. Not at all. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying my value system is such that if I'm in a monogamous relationship, that's a no-go.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if that's something you sometimes, I didn't learn that, okay, you have to find somebody who can.
Yeah, the dynamic has to change.
I don't want to because I don't want to give it. So, but I'm going to tell y'all, when we talk about why don't we grow, I'm going to listen. Fear. Yeah. Fear. Fear of abandonment. Yep. Fear of being alone.
Yep.
Fear of never finding anybody else. Fear of not being loved. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not thinking that you actually deserve for someone to treat you the way you treat them. So you start negotiating this thing. And I love when you said that, Amber, and it happens for us oftentimes, especially when we get in relationships, when we are still trying to figure out who we are.
Yeah.
So we start bleeding over and defining who we are based on the expectations of the other person.
Yep.
When I got to the end of my 31-year marriage, when my late husband passed, the truth of the matter is, y'all, I was not young. I was seasoned. If you were to ask me a question about what I really liked and what I really wanted to do, I realized that all of my answers were filtered through him and that relationship and what was permissive in that relationship and what was allowed.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah. I'm like, I don't like to fly, or I don't like to speak, or I don't like to get in front of the camera. Like, I had all of these things that I would have told you I don't like to do.
That hit different right
there. It loses authenticity. It's not mutual anymore. It becomes more parasitical. And that's not how our relationship should be.
And what also happens when we do come across new relationships, we tend to go in these new relationships loving people how we loved our previous partners.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Every individual is different.
Yep,
you have to learn the individual that you're currently with, because it might be something that it might be something as simple as certain foods.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I can master this. Well, he don't like he prefer salmon over crab. So figure out how to make a salmon cake then.
Or let him figure it out.
Or let him do it.
I'm sorry, my bad. Did I say that out loud?
Or let him do it.
Let him figure it. You want a salmon cake, baby? Go for the salmon cake. I don't get salmon cake. Amen.
I mean, or that
too. And you're right to your point, because do we know ourselves? So we go into a new relationship. That's I'm newly married.
That's key.
The biggest challenge for me in my new marriage was in trying to figure out who Melissa really was. We're going to a relationship and saying, give me what I need. And the situation is, I'm not really sure what that is.
Yeah.
That part right there.
Absolutely.
No, I think there's a lot of people biggest, because you're going through a major shift in your life. Because let's be real. When you're in a relationship with somebody at least 2+ years, and now that's not who you wake up to every day, not who you call in just to call, it takes a hot second to figure out how to maneuver. Listen, if somebody say they moving on the next day, then they lying. Or
they never really care.
Or exactly. It takes some months, okay?
It happens.
Because you used to a routine. It takes 21 days to break a routine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you in love, I mean, I feel like it takes a little longer.
But,
Oh, no, for sure.
That's somebody you work,
because it goes to identity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't just get over that lickety split. It just don't happen like that. But that's also to say that when you do find your next match, you got to do some soul searching in that time. You can't just be, with y'all read between them lines. And while you doing that, you just got to figure out who you are so you can be the best version of yourself. You might still got some stuff that you got to work on for your partner, but don't go up in there confused.
And I'm gonna say this before you jump in.
Yeah.
you find your next match, or you work on you, fall so in love with you, and let your next match find you.
Yes.
Let them find.
And I'm gonna follow up on that. I love that you.
She got the answers.
Nah, fat. Nah, look, whole cook set, Gordon Ramsay worthy. Okay, you know what I'm saying. But now I think that's the key part. After you get out of a relationship, I do think you have to do your own soul searching for yourself. So you know, like for example, who are you? What's your identity?
Yes.
And what are your boundaries? How should someone treat you?
Yeah.
So that you have you almost have like a guideline book. So then when someone else come around, you got to teach people how to treat you.
Yes.
And if they can't, then they can't.
Much respect.
Like, they can't. If they can't, they can't.
And
It's
I don't
as simple as
change
that.
that based on what you can give me. It doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Right, exactly.
I've met people and they said, this is all I'm able to give. And I say, much respect.
Right.
Amen. And that's good. That doesn't work for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So for somebody, that's going to be okay. You're going to be amazing for someone else.
Right.
For me, I have the standard that I set of what I need. And I don't want to change you into that.
Yes.
Y'all.
You shouldn't.
Listen, we sometimes, I used to say the little joke that I used to try to be Jesus Jr. I really did, y'all. And I remember, y'all, I'm not getting woo-woo, but I remember distinctly the day that in my prayer time, God was like, I don't need your help. Thank you. I got this job on lock. I was trying to be Jesus Jr. What that means is, like, what I thought I could do for people and in people and through people was beyond my scope. We'll get somebody and we'll say, it's like a house. Oh, you know what? I don't like the kitchen, but I can fix it. Oh, the bathroom is really jacked up, but you know what? I can fix it. I can retile the bathroom. And we do that with human beings.
Yes.
We'll get somebody and say, oh, no, I don't like that, this person lies. Or this person doesn't show affection. We see all of these things that are red flags. And then we say, but I'm going to be able to change them.
That's not your responsibility
like
to fix that.
Case.
That's not your responsibility.
Not.
Like you never. And two, people aren't going to change unless they want to change.
That part.
You can teach. You can try to teach someone how to treat you and what they should do, but if they don't have that desire to change, it don't matter what you say.
Now, am I saying that we're looking for perfect people? No,
Absolutely
because
not.
you're not perfect.
Absolutely not.
T.D. Jakes had something years ago, and he called it the 80-20 rule. I don't know if he was the one that created it, came up with it, but he's the person I heard it from, so I give credit where it's due. And he said 80-20. Like, you'll never find somebody, any relationship. And y'all, we're talking more specifically this week about romantic relationships, sort of. And I think we'll double back next time and then delve into like friendships and family relationships because the concepts are the same.
Absolutely.
But in an intimate relationship, romantic relationship, like 100% is not going to happen because, baby, you're not 100%. Exactly. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. You're not 100%, neither am I. But 80-20. That means, does a person have 80% of what you need, and maybe the 20% is like, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
One of the things T.D. Jakes said is that we'll have somebody with 80%, but because they don't have everything, we'll leave 80% and go find a 20% that we want. Yeah. And then you end up with 20%. Yeah. Now you with somebody who's only giving you 20%.
I love that. See, I'm familiar with that concept as well. I just don't. I don't say 80-20.
What you say?
So I called it build a man. So I'm gonna talk my crap for a second. I'm sorry.
Build a man.
So these females out here nowadays. Now I'm glad because look, hey, yeah, I don't got to worry about y'all. Thank God. But nowadays it's like you said, they want to. You know how you build a bear?
Yeah. Yes.
You build a man. So it's like you want him this tall. You want him jacked. You want him making 300,000. That's 300. You know what I'm saying? You want all these things, and then it's like y'all are neglecting the things that are gonna support intimacy, like personality, how that person treats you, their own principles.
Yeah.
Like we don't care about principles no more. Like he can beat you. He can man. I'm stop while I'm ahead.
Oh,
you went somewhere with that one.
I was going.
I don't know why you stopped.
No.
I'm gonna take a turn real quick. Because we're gonna save that for another episode. But I
need to hear that.
I do have one question though. Before we depart. Oh no, I'm gonna continue it. The romantic episode. Look, that's the one I'm locked in with y'all.
This is the romantic.
But like once we kind of really continue to get specifically kind of like, because I think each, like when we're talking about family, when we're talking about romantic relationships, siblings, whatever the case may be, It's all the same concept, but the dynamics are different.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like I feel like each one deserves its own conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, yeah. As far
no,
as,
when
as
you
far
say
as
the part about that, I always say, don't be a nickel trying to get a dime.
No, for sure.
Right? People out
right
here, I want me a dime. I'm looking for a dime. And I'm like, but bruh.
Yeah.
So since he talked about women, let me
okay.
even it out.
No, even it out. It's fair.
Let me even it out.
I'm sorry, brothers.
For the brother. Buster, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a man, can't get no love from me.
All right.
Sitting on the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Yeah, okay.
Well, now y'all the ones driving.
Well, I'm saying you get the man who want the dime piece. She got to be fly. She got to have it together. She got to be, she got to be arm candy. She got to have her own. She got to have everything. Yes.
They don't want a whole bunch of kids.
But bruh, you're not bringing anything to the table. And so it's this thing of you a nickel, but you just got to have a dime. Here's my philosophy. Here's my ask. If you are a nickel, find another nickel. If you are a penny person, there are plenty of pennies. Why you got to be a penny person trying to get the chick that's a dime? Leave her alone and let the dime brother find the dime sister.
Or at least work on yourself to become $7.50. I mean,
No.
I'm thinking really money.
We're talking about pennies.
Well, let's say $5 bills and $10 bills. Try to get up to that $7.50. At least work on yourself. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, this is gonna lead us to the next one. Most of the time,
I know how to do that.
And you probably ain't gonna like this.
I see,
but you gonna agree with me. Women have been taught to get a project. We've been taught to work with a man.
That is
a piece of man is better than no man at all.
That's
and when you can't be expecting so much, you gotta work with a man.
You gotta teach them.
But men will go out here and you got to have it all. They're like, no, she got kids, or no, she don't have a 6-pack ab, she don't have the BBL, she don't have hair down her back. Like, men will go out here and they'll really be like, I want it all.
And we'll stick to it.
You see what I'm saying? This is a whole conversation, though.
It is.
It's a whole conversation.
It's happening every day in the world.
It is.
Sure.
And social media don't make it no better.
No. And what I love that you did though, Amber, and this is what makes this conversation so critical.
Yeah.
Is that, we sit here, you guys, each time, imparting, laughing, talking, really enjoying the connection, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we sit here as people in the struggle.
Yeah, we
in the journey. When we're talking about knowing how to navigate the end of a relationship, listen, I appreciate the plug that the Purpose Prophetess know everything. She don't. Purpose Prophetess done jacked this up a lot of times. And if she's got more to add to the conversation at the table, it's because she's been doing it for 55 years.
Lived experience.
But when you can see yourself in it and say, like, what is the next?
Yeah, for sure.
What is the next? So here's what we're going to pick up for next time, because we can't even start to get into this with this episode. It's just too much to unpack. We're talking about how to identify it, right? Are your needs being met? What are your deal breakers? How do you determine that and all that? Let's say you realize this ain't it. This person is toxic. This person is not for my next season. This person is holding me back. Staying tethered to this person is going to keep me from stepping into my next level, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you get uncuffed?
Mm-hmm.
You cuffed.
That's the question.
How do you get uncuffed?
That's the question.
And how do you do it with some grace and maybe not blowing up the spot? I mean, you can blow it up. You can get uncuffed. But how do you do it in a way that
leave us on good terms?
Leaving some good terms, if possible.
If possible. Not for sure. No, but before we depart, though, I did have one question, because I'm gonna forget. So we're talking about in the perspective of being inside that relationship. So what happens if you're on the outside, but you have someone on the inside trusting you with this information? So you're aware of the dynamics of the relationship, and you know it's toxic.
Mind your business.
How do you navigate that if it's someone you truly care about?
You mind your business.
Let me just stop. You wrong for that.
You dead wrong. You said that at the end.
You wrong for dropping that question right now when you know good and doggone well.
The only answer that we can't give is mind your business.
I tried earlier. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But
here's the thing.
That's a way to question.
I think even if you had dropped it earlier,
Yeah.
I think that's a woo.
That's a lot to unpack.
That's
too.
a whole
That's a whole
topic.
conversation.
But we just gave a short answer. Mind your business, and then we'll dig into it some more.
So here's what we're gonna do, y'all. Ooh. So listen, y'all. We're going to keep this conversation brewing, okay? And we're going to double back on a lot of this.
Oh,
the next,
for sure.
next
We got to.
So we got to. But listen, y'all. We gotta ask questions. We gotta listen to understand, and then we have to acknowledge the unique challenges that each generation faces, and then you got to look for that common ground because trust me, it's there. So for those of you that have not joined us in our Facebook group, What's the Tea with Gen X, Y, and Z, go on in there and give us some of your comments and your thoughts. We are going to double back this topic.
Absolutely.
So you want to be a part of that conversation, we will shout you out.
Please.
So go into that group and give us your thoughts. But until then, I want you to tune in next time for another thought-provoking and entertaining conversation that bridges the generational gap, one cup at a time. See you next time.